Hi Aries! Happy New Year and welcome to your January 2019 Tarot and Astrology reading. So I hope you're all very excited for the new year. And we have quite a fair bit going on in your career sector actually in January, so it's a great time to kickstart some goals for the year ahead. We have a solar eclipse in Capricorn, which is the 10th house of career and reputation and the way the world views you. So what is it that you want to enhance in your career? It's the perfect time to start a new job or look for a new job, or if you're in a current one, it's the perfect time to start a new schedule, putting in that bit more effort, that bit extra work. The thing about eclipses is that sometimes they can wake you up to the stuff you weren't paying attention to. Sorry, my grammar was a bit off there. Mercury also enters Capricorn on this day, so emails are going to be very important in your career sector. Watch what you're sending to people because your reputation is very, very important under this time, so make sure you're not coming across in a way, for example, that you wouldn't wish to. Because Mercury's out of the shadow period that it was from the retrograde saga, it's okay and less likely for this to happen, but it's just something to be aware of. We have a lunar eclipse in Leo towards the end of the month, on the 20th, 21st of January, depending on where you are in the world, but this is ruling your romantic and creative and fun sectors. So the first half of the month is all about your career goals, setting new standards, being more motivated. Oh, goodness. Being more confident in your career, figuring out your direction, figuring out some new steps that you're going to take. You're going to be an absolute boss in the first month of the year, Aries. But as I said, we also have that beautiful, playful, creative energy at the end. And we have the sun going into Aquarius, which means your invitations are going to be flowing in, even if it is deep, dark January. Invitations from other people, you're going to be feeling very confident, very well respected. You're going to have a lot of success. Mars and Uranus are in your sign all month, and that's going to make you feel like an absolute energizer bunny. You're going to be the eye of the tiger. You're going to be all systems go. This is a great month to be in Aries. I have to say, you have some seriously heightened energy that you can really play with. Mars being your ruler. Just be aware that you may come across a little bit unpredictable to others, which is why I was talking about reputation. Others may not know where they stand with you. Two of Swords, they might be a little bit afraid of you. So if you're dealing with, you're going to be the King of Wands. If you're dealing with particularly sensitive people, Aries, just bear in mind that they might not necessarily get your bluntness or your fire, but that's okay. They're not your people. Two of Swords has come up again. Okay, so there may actually be a bit of indecision. You've all this energy and you don't know where to put it. But I've just told you. It's career. It is your reputation. It's your time to shine, effectively, Aries. Your New Year's resolutions are going to be kept for a pretty long time. Maybe not the whole year. I don't think anybody's is. But they're going to be kept for some time. Now, the reason that you could be feeling a bit off is because of a Libra, or it could be a legal issue, some sort of contract, or you may be unsure about signing a contract. There's nothing astrologically to say you couldn't. You know, Mercury retrograde is when you don't typically sign things. But something could be out of balance. Justice in the major arcana here, she's got a sword in her hand, but a scale in the other. Balanced action. You may also be a bit blind to something. With Mars being in your sign, you could be very, very impulsive, and there is a need to act before you leap, which has kind of always been there, Aries, let's be honest. That it could be heightened, and justice could be asking you to take a bit of time. If you're going to rush into a contract, just make sure you're reading it and you're not blind to the fine print. We have the Four of Wands in the background, so there's healthy foundations here, whatever this is, and the Fool. Beginning again, this is what I was saying. New carefree energy. And then we have the Eight of Swords at the top. This is very like the tortoise and the hare. Is one way that I'm seeing this. You know the fable of the tortoise and the hare, and how the hare is such an Aries, let's be honest. The hare is so impulsive and so action oriented and wants to run as fast as they can and then gets ahead of themselves, so takes a nap. And then the tortoise, slow and steady, but believing in themselves, believing they would make it eventually. The tortoise, which could be a Taurus, yeah, I suppose, I nearly said Taurus. The tortoise wins the race. Just because you have Mars and Uranus in your sign, you're going to be a fire dynamo. I'm not discrediting that. But make sure you don't get complacent, because you may be overlooking the finer details in some regard. And then it may make you a little bit upset about something that's not quite going as quickly as everything else. It's like you have all this success in one hand, and then in the other you're thinking, but this isn't going quite as well as I'd hoped it would, or this person's not calling as much as I thought they would, etc. You know, those type of examples. 7 of Wands, 4 of Cups, yeah. 8 of Cups, and the King of Wands, and 10 of Cups. So you're beginning a new journey, Aries, but you have a little bit of pessimism surrounding a particular person. Now, it doesn't have to be a person, I suppose. It could be a job. There's a lot of things to be thankful for this month, but there's one little thing. Well, it may not be little, but there's one thing that is irking you, okay? There's one thing that is just not quite right. Now, I think this could be a Libra, but it could also be a fellow fire sign. In fact, it could be many things. It could be many signs. It could be anything. It could be, as I say, it might not even be a person. It could be work-related. But the Fool. The Fool in your recent past indicates that spirit of the new year. The new beginning, good intentions. Taking a leap of faith, having a new experience. He doesn't carry a lot of baggage, does he? At least he doesn't appear to. The only baggage that he carries is in his heart and his head, right? But nonetheless, he's throwing caution to the wind. There's one thing, and I'm not sure what it is yet, but there's one thing, because we have the blindfold twice now. There's one thing that you're not opening your eyes to. There's one thing that you can't see. And it's not necessarily what's right in front of you, but there is something that you're not aware of just yet. It may be that you're refusing to see it, Aries. Maybe that you don't want to see it. And it may also be that you're just too busy, too aware of something. It's like you've shut down a particular conversation. You've shut down a particular viewpoint. Don't surround yourself with yes people. Just a caution there. Don't surround yourself with yes people. Could be to do with a water sign. Could be to do with a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer, as we have the King of Cups. But your emotions may also be clouded by past pain and regret. Some of you may have ended things with a water sign. They may have completely disappointed you, or you may have disappointed them. I sense that this could be something like a legal separation for many of you, and for others of you it is a metaphorical separation. Though I do sort of feel like you're not completely over this. And it may be because you don't know, I sort of get the impression in some strange way that you're trying to have this Fool moment, right? You're trying to start over and you're trying to begin again. You could be with somebody and you're trying to have a new perspective. You've got the good intentions of the new year, right? But there is a water sign here, and I feel like this is something that may have already ended, but they're coming up for a reason. Could have been a Scorpio. I do think some of you have come through a separation of the family home. Now, the 2 of Wands. Knight of Wands. The Emperor. This is you. Five of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, and with the King of Wands, we have Judgment. Yeah. Whoosh. Big energy indeed. The World card. Let's see if you can see these a bit better. Listen, Aries, there's a real strange power play between you guys and a Scorpio, and that's followed around for a while, but that's not necessarily for everybody. It's just that there seems to be a King of Cups here, and the Judgment card, and the Death card, and I'm thinking Scorpio vibes. Scorpio also appears in the World card as the Eagle. But with the Fool's energy and the Two of Wands, you're getting into this spirit of progression. You are trying to keep your focus on the things that are working and the things that are ticking along nicely, the things that are growing. You may be trying to get a couple of projects off the ground. Some of you may be in business with your father or someone who's been like a mentor figure, a father figure to you with the Emperor here, but this can also represent yourself, okay? Your mindset, Aries, is everything at the moment, because whether you see it or not, with the eclipses in January, one being in Capricorn, one being in Leo, you're going to feel like everything is changing, but you can't necessarily see why. It's more of a feeling. You may actually, to be fair, with Judgment can come in and everything can start taking off. Now, it's worth noting that Judgment is the number 20, and the Leo eclipse is on the 20th. So you may be called to task by somebody that day, but most likely you're being called by yourself to act better, okay? Judgment wakes you up. Judgment is very loud. It's a rebirth. It's following your calling. It's absolution. Vibrating on a higher frequency. This is positive, right? You've had your Ten of Swords here. You've had the Death here. You're going through a process of change. Great catalysts have been thrown your way to progress you further. And you have to break free from the restrictions that have been chaining you in some way. And I think for most of you, it's mental. I think for most of you, it's going on within your mind. It's wanting to roam free, but maybe having it ingrained in you that you can't have that and a relationship at the same time, or you can't have that and a family at the same time. You may be wondering if you can have one goal without sacrificing another. Four of Cups, Two of Pentacles, trying to balance things and wondering if there's much point in accepting a certain type of fate because you're not sure it goes along with getting what you want. You feel like your success may make you lonely. I'm going to raise your bluff on that one, Aries. You're actually defending yourself from that which may make you happy. You're isolating yourself from something. It's almost as if you have something presented in front of you and you want to take it, but you feel like you can't. You don't at this point feel like you can have it all. You think there has to be a price to pay because that's what so many of us are taught. In schools, I've often remembered hearing that, you know, you have to make sacrifices and you have to put in so much hard work to get somewhere and everything should be a struggle and nothing should feel easy. And it's such a BS way to raise kids. You know, giving them this fear, and, you know, everyone thinks that you have to struggle. I was at a charity, it was packing up food and stuff for those that were less fortunate for charity. And it's supposed to be a good thing to do, and it is a good thing to do, but a lot of people were there that are of the opinion that you can't enjoy doing it. Do you know what I mean? You know, you can't have fun doing it and sort of make a system or enjoy it or whatever. You have to be sort of po-faced about it. And just because you're doing something that benefits someone else, or just because you're achieving a goal, it doesn't mean you have to be somber about it. Do you know what I mean? There's no real law on things. Yes, you put in the hard work. Yes, you put in the effort, but it doesn't mean you'll be lonely. If you want to be a career-oriented person, that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice falling in love, or you have to sacrifice getting married. You know, there'll be times when you have to sacrifice certain things, but not always. It's not a constant thing. You're trying to juggle the idea at the moment of being able to have it all, and you're thinking, but I can't. The thing is, Aries, with Capricorn eclipse and a Leo eclipse, they're very different, you know. Again, one's solar, one's lunar. So yes, one's ego and one's emotional. Your emotional eclipse is occurring in your sector of fun and romance. So you are going to change the way that you see that. And then your solar eclipse, which is your ego, is the way you interact with your working life, with your career, with your reputation. You're realizing your own potential, most importantly, with the King of Cups and Judgment, the King of Wands and Judgment, sorry. The King of Cups down here with the Ten of Swords, you've resigned yourself to an emotional way of thinking, an emotional belief system, which needs to be eclipsed out, okay? This eclipse needs to take away your belief that you can't have both, right? So for a lot of you, I think it is career and romance, and for others of you, it's thinking it's the wrong time. And Judgment lets you know that you're not the one that decides that, okay? The universe has a bigger plan. But your belief system will change and shape your experiences, of course. But if you've gone down the wrong path for too long, or the wrong way of thinking for too long, yes, the universe will probably step in and call your bluff. I'm sort of expecting another court card to pop up in a significant position, Aries, because I'm sensing somebody with this lunar eclipse in Leo. It's being kind of significant. I'm sensing a real, maybe an earth energy, a Pentacles person, but we'll see. It could be anybody. I'm sort of feeling like a Two of Cups moment could be around the corner. Ten of Wands. Crossed by there's the Queen of Pentacles. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep going. Nine of Swords. Hierophant. The World. There's the Page of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. The Magician. And the Hangman. And underneath. Aha. Two of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So Hangman, you're trying to delay something, and the universe is saying nope. You're gonna have to surrender to the universe, Aries, and I know you don't like that. I know you don't. Things have been on hold for a reason. Judgment is giving it a bit of a shake-up. You've been stuck in a particular pattern. You've been stuck in a particular way of living. And you love adventure. Yes, you committed to a new journey. The Fool and the Hierophant with the Two of Wands. You have committed to a new journey, a new beginning, a new set of freedoms, a new set of terms. Committed yourself to some sort of rule, a rule of thumb that you can't have career and something else. Or you can't do this. Now, Aries doesn't like the word can't. I know that. But there's something psychologically whereby you've maybe said it different. Maybe you've not used the word, but you've restricted yourself to some sort of belief. About yourself, maybe. Mars in your sign can make you sick. It can make you run down, and you can get run down. Flus or colds or whatever. You can guard against this by taking some time off, not constantly going to the grind. It's almost as if some of you are working all week and all weekend. There's a reason there's a weekend. Some of you are studying and you feel like you can't date, or you can't spend time with your family. It's Two of Pentacles. Bear in mind, if you believe that you cannot juggle more than one thing, you will restrict yourself to that infinitely. Again, the Magician. You know that you can manifest things, but for some reason, as I say, you don't think you can take it all on board. You're wearing yourself down. There is somebody that you may have let go of, or somebody that weighs heavy on your mind, but for some reason there was an ending, there was a closure. For sure this is an ex. that you've thought of quite a lot lately. There's been some sort of ending that felt quite distressing for you. So you've committed to a new journey and you've thought, I'm not chancing that again. Maybe. As I say, it doesn't have to be a person. It's more the energy. It's that you've restricted yourself to something, some sort of belief. And the world is letting you know that what you are creating is indeed manifesting. So if you feel like you have to resign yourself to a way of living, you'll get it. True. But I can't help but feel like with the world and judgment, you need to be more integrated amongst people of different walks, amongst people of different lifestyles. You cannot restrict yourself to the same type of people or the same one or two people while building your business. You need to be out and about. Adventure beckons the Aries heart. You need to be out and about meeting people, doing things. You need to break free of your restriction. Maybe some of you are really, really heartbroken over a relationship that you thought was going to be the one, and maybe you've got stuck in a rut. But this is the month you break free of it. You start over. The Hangman suggests that this change is long overdue in coming. I feel like it could be romantic. It could be with a fire sign. It could be with a Scorpio. It could be with anybody. But Judgment is asking you to make that change within yourself and have that wake-up call, which you will have around the lunar eclipse, I am certain. There may be very interesting people that come into your arena in January that give you different ideals. The Emperor is all about setting rules and structures, and with the Hierophant, for some people, because there is this relationship here with the Father, for some of you Aries people, there is some sort of karmic play out of your relationship with your father. There's some kind of repetition, and that your relationship there may be manifesting in your life, or your experience with them may be manifesting in your life. Maybe you had a workaholic father and now you're becoming a workaholic and you're realizing you're not spending enough time with your kids. Maybe you realize you're not spending enough time with your partner. And this year is starting with a bit of a bang, Aries, must say. It's an impressive one. I like it for you. I think you needed to wake up to something. And I think you needed to get this expansion going on your thought process. And you're going to be feeling a lot more sensitive about things. You are a sorceress. You're a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality, which means you can indeed have it all. Golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you. Walk right through them. There we go. Judgment's opening a door. Don't pause. Don't wait around. Take off the blindfold. Look it straight in the eye. What's that expression about a gift horse? Don't look a gift horse in the eye. Oh, I don't know. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. That is so perfect, Aries. That is so perfect. The universe has got a lesson for you to utilize under this eclipse month. And don't forget, Venus is joining Jupiter in Sagittarius, fellow fire sign energy. And this is in your 9th house of travel and expansion. If you can travel, Aries, or if you can at least plan your next trip, do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Because this may be where your journey is taking you to another side of the world, to another culture, to another experience. As I say, please, if you're stuck in the same group of people and you're not branching out, make new friends, try new experiences. The Hangman, you need to see things from a different perspective anyway. You're gonna take your rules and you're gonna turn them upside down. And you're gonna try something new. You're gonna embrace something new. And it's gonna be very, very good for you, Aries. In fact, it's something that will speak to your heart. Okay? So I love you guys, and I will see you in the next set of readings. Bye.